Hello colleagues, welcome to our English Language Key Writing Strategies Professional Development. Okay, the first part of this video, I'm going to walk you through our English Department Writing Overview from P1 to P6 to let you have a very clear overview of how our pupil develop writing from P1 to P6. The second part, I'm going to walk you through the deck toy and some of the resources that we have to show you how we can actually use all these resources to aid you in your teaching and learning in your class. Okay, for the first part, our English Department Writing Overview, this is what we have designed for a pupil in for TNPS. So for a pupil from P1 to especially P2, P1, P2, we are building the foundations in convention of writing, text structure, and vocabulary. So for P1 and P2, they are just learning the basic block of writing, including sentence structure and the conventions. And progressively, from P3 to P4, they are actually strengthening foundation and transition to upper primary, including learning how to write narrative and using the story mountain. For P5 and P6, we have already built that block. They are able to write a basic story, and we are just developing the skills and the strategies to enhance their writing. And the overall writing framework we are using is poems. So there's nothing new to you. We are using this to actually, number one, enhance the pupils to let them know the 5 components that we are looking for as a good writer. Number 2, as a feedback for them to improve on their writing. Okay, I will not be going in depth for all the strategies. It will be mentioned in the training for deck toys. Okay, we do have poem rubrics for writing tasks from P1 to P6. So the P1 and P2 will be very simple criteria that the children would understand. And as it progresses on, more details are added in. And of course, the bar is set higher, including for P5 and P6, for example, we need more details to make the text rich and interesting, or a good variation of sentence structures. So you might want to actually take a look about what's the learning outcome for your student at the end of the level. Okay, this is the stage whereby a good writer should go through. I've already gone through it with you during the synchronous PD in term 1. So, starting part would be pre-writing for brainstorming, writing. Then we have the draft 1, and the teacher will respond to the children's writing, including like marking, conferencing, and feedback. And we have the revising for draft 2, and subsequently correcting of if there is any spelling, the mechanics part, editing, and draft 3 if necessary. So actually the whole process, you might think that our writing package is a bit like quite a lot of things inside, but actually all the writing strategies are part of the process. So for this PD, for the deck toy, we'll be actually touching on pre-writing like UBP, mind map for brainstorming, story mountain, and linking to story planner. And we have conflicts, obstacles, and subsequently we have our poem rubrics. Okay, so all these will be actually mentioned, and there'll be actually useful teaching videos on how to teach all these strategies to our student. Okay, this is a deliverable. At the end of the year, each level should have around 10 writings, including individual, group, and class writing. Okay, this is what we mentioned earlier. From P2 to P4, they'll be using the story mountain planner. And similarly, for P5 and P6, they will progress to the story planner. Okay, if you are teaching P5, this is the first time they're using the story planner. You might want to handhold them to guide them through to how to link from story mountain planner to story planner. These two are actually the same, just that this is a more detailed way and more systematic way for the children to plan a story. And for every term, there's actually a learning outcome at the end of every term and for every year. So all the details you might want to take a look on your own. I'll just quickly go through perhaps primary 5 to guide you through how to look at this. Okay, for example, primary 5. Okay, these are the focus for this year. Okay, And at the end of term 1, they should be able to write a narrative based on 3 thematic pictures and a topic. These are not sequential pictures anymore, and it's actually to help to strengthen the children's writing skills and strategies. And of course, we'll touch on poems. And for primary 5 and or term 1, they should be able to use the UBP, story planner, including some of the conflicts, and ending resolution, point of view, and of course, good introduction. Okay? So by the end of, let's say, for example, term 3 over here, the students should be able to focus on the plot and development, inserting obstacles, reinforcing the conflicts, and adding on the ways of varying their sentences. All this actually mentioned and taught in our deck toy later. So for the term 1 and term 2, they'll be, for SW, they'll be writing on informal writing, and term 3, term 4 will be formal writing. For primary 6, we'll assume everything has been taught. We are just reinforcing, revisiting, and inserting additional, if you think that there are any additional good strategies, we'll insert over here. Okay, so this is the overview for our English department, writing. I'm going to deck toy now. So this is what we are going to do for this term. For the PD, you can start here and you have to click here to listen to this video. So this is actually a path that you can take and visit this at your own time, own target, and complete this by, let's say, end of term 2 or perhaps at the beginning of term 3. So over here, for example, how do you navigate this? So when you start on here, the path will be lighted, okay, to let you proceed on to the next stage. So for example, if you click in, there's a video you can view. So you can click on a video. Either you can view it in the deck toy itself, or you can visit the YouTube to view it at the YouTube video. So while you're viewing, I actually mute this so that I can talk, okay? So this is actually taught in the perspective of a teacher teaching a student. So you can actually view on how I will use this to teach a class. Please modify it. Okay, so there are 2 ways to use this video. Number 1, you can actually show parts of it to your class to actually use this as a teaching tool if your class can adapt to my teaching and pace. Of course, the second way, this is used as a PD. That means as you view, you will learn how you are supposed to use this writing resources, these slides, to teach your class, and you modify it for your student and their learning needs. Okay, so for example, all these resources are actually saved over here under teaching resources, 2021 writing resources. These are all the slides and the teaching videos which is actually found in the deck toy as well. Please feel free to use it and then to adapt it to your class needs. Okay? So at the end of viewing each video, some of the videos, there are some reflection question. For example, over here, to reflect on how you can use this. And you can click on the text box over here to key in your answers and your reflection. Okay, and submit it. Okay, so this is a walkthrough of 1 step. Once you have finished this step, the next path will be lighted up, so you can actually visit the next so-called task. Okay, at the end of some tasks, there are actually some keys. For example, collect the key at the end of the video. So after you have finished watching this video, at the end there's an icon here. You can click on it to collect the key. And at the end of the whole mission, at the final stage, you can unlock a treasure chest with the 3 keys to collect along the way. Okay, so this is what a deck toy is about. So how do we... Okay, so this is the overall PD for term 2. So you can actually visit the poems, part 1, part 2, UBP, story planner for the first half, conflict, obstacle, and varying sentence for the second half. This is the link to this deck toy, and of course I've also included all the YouTube links in case you want to view it at your own time, just particularly to revisit certain strategies. Okay, so what are we going to do? We're going to visit the website to complete mission within term 2 or perhaps term 3 if you have, you have to spill over. After viewing the video, please respond to the question or activity at the end of the video, and please log on using your name for administrative purpose. What's the deliverables? Okay, your English rep will be guiding you through. So we'll be planning a writing lesson plan as a level. And we have to apply one of the key writing strategies, either from the online synchronous PD we have done in term 1, or some ideas that you have actually learned in the deck toy. Okay, and we'll actually use it in class, get some reflection, some authentic evidence, for example, the student's work, or perhaps if you want a video of a short part of your teaching, we actually discuss and reflect during TTT, and we can decide as a level on how we can actually make our teaching better. Okay, why are we doing this? Because we have a lot of reflection from the teachers that, number one, they do not know how to use the writing package, or they do not know how to teach it in class. And I believe that by discussing among our colleagues and be open to our the way we teach, we are able to level one and to help each other to level up. So I really hope that this PD will be a useful tool to all of you. Okay, see you.